that journey. Choo is a very special person. But first, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to Comptroller Peter Franchot for coming here today and for honoring Choo. Peter has many, many titles. The Chief Financial Officer, the Chief Tax Collector, the Tax Man, the Fiscal Watchdog, and he has a new title, Agent 0033. You have to go on his website to find out about that one. It's quite intriguing. But Comptroller Franchot goes all over the state of Maryland, all over, meeting so many people, and not just meeting and not just talking, but listening. It's one of his greatest strengths. You feel when you talk to him, he listens to you and you know it. And he meets people from the Eastern Shore to Western Maryland and everything in between. If there's a ribbon cutting, he's there. If we're celebrating a family business that's been there for decades, he's there. If you're a CEO, if you're a banker, a merchant, a farmer, kids and parents, he's there. And he's there to listen to all of us. He's a true public servant, and he cares about the people of Maryland. And I care very much about him. He is a good man. And I'm sure that you all will hear that in his remarks. So,
thank you, Becky.
Mr. Comptroller.
Nice
Thank you.
statement that is. Choo, congratulations. Which Becky hadn't said I collect taxes.
Well.
Okay, somebody has to do it. Well, I'd like to start because this Sunday is Mother's Day, and I have these much coveted Comptroller medallions. And we're going to honor Choo Smith here, but Mrs. Smith, thank you for raising someone who not only is a great athlete and a legendary basketball player, but someone that the community looks up to and respects. Thank you very much. Still have to pay your taxes. What?
See it?
Anyway, so I happened to be overseas when the riots happened, and I can tell you it just about broke my heart because I love Baltimore. I love Maryland. We are the richest, greatest state in the United States of America, which in the history of the world, you've never seen a country like ours. Obviously with flaws and challenges, but compared to countries around the rest of the world, this is the land of opportunity. And it really shook me up to be over in Italy and turn the TV set on. What's the #1 story? But looting and burning and plundering Baltimore City all over the news, and it wasn't like a small story. It was the lead story on the international stage, and it was talking about my state, our state, in telling people all the wrong things. I mean, it was really bad, and it just makes it that much more important for me to come out and recognize Choo Smith, because Choo is not, as I said, not just a great athlete, Mrs. Smith, but he is someone who helps people throughout the state get serious about the direction that their lives want to go in. He reflects positive values and things that we really care about in Maryland. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a mentor and just a symbol of good values. And the world is pretty gosh darn harsh out there. I thought I was the pretty big stuff when I was your age, and then I got drafted into the Army. Yep. Drill sergeant said, anybody here going to college? And I had a year of college, so I stupidly put my hand up. And from then on, I was college boy. Come over here and do some push-ups, show everybody how to do it. Hey, college boy, how's it going down there? And he knocked the rough edges off me, and I didn't like it. But it's a cold, cruel world once you get out in it, and you just got to be serious about what your futures are going to be. So I'm really pleased to be able to give the William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award 2015 to Mr. Smith, because he not only deserves it for the hundreds of thousands of kids that he's influenced through his camps, but also through the values that you communicate to kids. And we need a dozen more people like Choo around the state. This award is given, it's named after William Donald Schaefer, the former mayor, former governor, former comptroller of the state of Maryland. He's no longer with us. To be honest, Choo, he didn't have any use for me because I beat him. He was kind of a crotchety, grumpy guy. But I liked what he represented, which was the big ideas to him. You ask William Donald Schaefer about global warming or, you know, urban poverty or something like that. He said, I'm not so sure about it. You know, he didn't really, it wasn't his strength. He'd say to his staff most of the time, look, those big issues will take care of themselves. They don't need me. Here's who needs me. Little people, individuals, centers for the homeless, institutions that that are small, but help person by person what's going on. And that was William Bell Schaefer, and we came up with this award honoring him. Mrs. Smith, he didn't like me, but he liked my mother. Because when I was in the legislature, I introduced my mom to him when he was governor. And they were both from the World War II generation, so they connected. And I used to ask her to send a little note to him from time to time.
My voice not so bad.
He'd take her note, send it to me, saying, but that's okay, because he represented something that we need more of. And people would come up to him asking for $1 and in the streets, and he'd always pull his wallet out, give him $5, and his staff would say, Governor, you don't need to do that. You're way above that. He always said, no, I'm there but for fortune. Any of us could be. Unemployment can happen. Illness can happen. It's, as I said, it is a cold world out there, and if you don't have someone like Charles Choo Smith looking after you and giving you some good mentoring stuff, you should go and find someone like him, because he makes the world a better place. So, this is awarded behalf of the great state of Maryland to Charles Choo Smith on the occasion of being awarded the 2015 William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award for Baltimore County. In recognition of your tireless community involvement by founding the Choo Smith Youth Empowerment and working with tens of thousands of children, enhancing their basketball skills and helping them become successful in the classroom. With my special appreciation for your commitment to youth in Maryland, best wishes for health, happiness, and continued success, presented this 6th day of May 2015. And here is the actual award. William Donald Schaefer Helping People Award, Charles Choo Smith, Baltimore County, 2015.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Please choose that word. Thank you guys for being here.
First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for coming on. I want to thank Vicki Allman. Over the last 5 years, you've been phenomenal. Just thank you for trusting in me with our babies and our children and our community, and just giving all of yourself to me so I can serve the community. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for thanking me with this prestigious honor, with a man that has done so much for Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and the state of Maryland. And thank you, Comptroller, for just giving up your time, your service, and meeting you 4 years ago, and just being able to hear your reputation with what you stand for means a lot. And just meeting you in person and seeing your heart. Thank you. I want to thank my mom for coming. Mom, you know, she taught me so much, along with my dad. They've been married 45 years.
6.
I'm sorry.
He's right. It'll be 46 to 18.
But growing up in the city of Baltimore, they've been faced with a lot of challenges in their 50s and 60s. And they just always talked to me. and always got me to understand that the world is bigger than you. And I just thank you, Mom, for never giving up on me and all the mistakes I made, all the challenges that I've been faced with, things I had to overcome. You stood by me.
We musketeers.
So, I appreciate you. My dad is not here, he's working. I want to thank him for instilling me man values. Taught me how to be a man. Vietnam vet, Marine, born in the prison. Just showed me how to deal with people. And I'm grateful to him because I know a lot of our young boys don't have men in their lives. That's when they tell them the truth and speak truth. Not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And that's what that man did for me.